It happened about 3 o'clock last night. I heard a commotion. All the dogs were barking, going ape shit. Then I was up, so I let Tonka out, and he came out here and started barking at the barn. And I noticed instantly everything had been destroyed. Like there was a sort of like a platform up there built, and that had been knocked down, and all this stuff was thrown all around, and Tonka was going apeshit, and then all of a sudden, I saw the barn like shake, and I went around, and I'm coming up here by the fence, and I can see there's a Bigfoot, there's a Sasquatch back there at the back of the barn, picking the barn up on one corner and then dropping it. Like it'd pick it up a couple feet and drop it. You can see back here right where the creature was stepping. It was stepping right in here. It's all smashed down. He must have had his hand in that right there. So I bet he was using that to hold, put his hand into, to lift it up. He was using that hole right there. On the other side, he was just sort of like, he was grabbing it like this, up higher and just picking it up. I'm amazed that my barn is still together. The back side of my barn, it kind of stayed together. That light is, or this glass window's falling out. It was crazy. He probably wouldn't have been able to do it, except this is an old building, and the footings that are in the ground, like they're rotted, so it is just kind of laying on the ground. So you could take like a backhoe or something and lift up a corner of the barn, but I mean, can you imagine the weight to do that? He did it like 2 or 3 times. I ran in, I got my shotgun and I fired in the air, and then he took off running. He went off that way. And then I didn't see him for the rest of the night, but I was so shaken up by the whole thing. I was like, well, if he can do that with the barn, it could probably do it with my house. And if it did it with my house, like we're in here, we could get hurt. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. Now I know that there's people out there that go, no, that didn't happen. Yeah, it did. It did happen. Look at the mess that the creature left. There's a mess now. I'm trying to fix it up. That ladder, that's there because I have to do work on the barn now. There's all kinds of problems structurally with the barn. I'm gonna have to do a lot of work to it. Why did this happen to me? Why am I being picked on? I saw it. It woke up everybody. It woke up my neighbors. They all, they're like, what happened last night? I'm like, it's a Bigfoot just picking up the back end of my barn and slamming it down. It was loud. It was loud. Like, how could I compare it, how loud it was? It was similar to if you go to a NASCAR race, that decibel. It was just like, bam, and then he would drop it. So that's where it was. He was back there on that corner. I could see him doing it, and I could see he had this grin, like he was smiling. Like he was into it. Like I don't know what he was doing or why he was doing it. And the other thing I kept thinking was he's doing that. I wonder if the dog man is up there. I didn't see the dog man. I didn't see him run off, but I did. I saw a Bigfoot run off towards the woods. It was probably 9.5 feet tall. It wasn't totally huge. It was only about 750, something like that, maybe 800. It was big. It was a big creature. Big creature. Their upper body is huge. Like they don't have real tall legs. They got like a real tall torso. They're massive. They're massive. Their legs, I mean, to pick up a barn like that, you have to have a lot of strength in your legs and your arms and your shoulders. Massive primate. Huge. It was huge. It was very big. It was so loud. It was so loud. It was so incredibly loud. Bam! Bam! I'm surprised that those windows aren't broken. mean, the whole thing. It was like he must have been lifting up the back part. I could sort of see from the side. It was lifting up 2.5 feet, something like that, 2 feet, and slamming it back down. Not cool. It's very uncool, Bigfoot. There's a storm coming in. It would be best if we all got inside.